Hi guys, it's Hani here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is coming out tomorrow, and to celebrate we're going to make Dinosaur Eye Cookies. So let's get started. I am using an egg shape for the base, and first we're going to spread a thin layer of dark moss green royal icing that I thin down with a little bit of water to about 2-second consistency. Use a flat food only paintbrush to spread the icing, and then once you're done with this step, we're gonna have to let it dry. To make the eyes, we are going to start by piping some 20-second consistency orange royal icing on a piece of acetate. We're going to make eyes as royal icing transfers. Underneath there I have a piece of paper with my template, and now we're gonna add a little bit of red just in the corners, and then use your needle tool to blend it in. Now take some yellow and pipe it in the center. And again, use your needle tool to shape the edges. Now take the black and make the pupil. Use a little bit of white for the reflection. I'm going to airbrush the edges with some black airbrush food coloring. Make sure that you let it dry, or at least make sure that it's thick crusted, so when you're handling the royal icing transfer it doesn't break in half. I'm also going to airbrush the eggs with some bronze metallic airbrush food coloring. And I'm going to use the same bronze to airbrush the edges on the eyes as well. You'll probably need to hold the acetate sheet so it doesn't fly off with the airbrush going on. Now my eyes were not dry completely, but I had to get going with this tutorial, so I peeled off the acetate very carefully, and because the icing underneath is still wet, you can see it's wet, we really don't need to add any more icing on the bottom for the glue, so we're just gonna place it on the cookie. And now we're going to use green royal icing to make the eyelid. I'm using about 20-second consistency royal icing. In the top there you can see I have some brown royal icing and also black royal icing. I will be using some icing to create spots on my green royal icing. So you're just gonna dip the needle tool in the brown or black and just add a little bit of interest to the eyelid. And now we're gonna repeat the same thing on the bottom. I'm going to let it crust, and then we're going to add another layer of green royal icing on the bottom and also on the top. Now we are adding some scales on the crusted sections. Now adding scales on the bottom part. Once the scales are crusted, you can also add some dots on the top, like I'm doing here, and then continue adding more scales all around. Go all the way to the edge. Add more dots as needed, letting it crust in between. I'm also going to airbrush the edges as the last step, and I'm going to use brown airbrush food coloring. You can see I'm going on the angle, just getting on the edges. And that's the first design. Second design is pretty much the same, but the eyelids are different. So you can see here, I'm not doing one continuous eyelid, I'm doing sections, and I'm going to repeat that on the bottom, and then we'll let it crust. And I'm going to fill in the sections in between, and then it's going to be pretty much the same process as we just did before. Now you're gonna have to let that crust, and then you can add that second layer. Now I'm adding some dots just around the eye, on the eyelids. And here are the finished dinosaur eye cookies. These were really fun to make and surprisingly really easy. You can use the same technique to create a variety of different eyes. You could make really cool dragon eyes. And I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And also don't forget to subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.